had a 19-year-old cousin. He was in the newspaper, Winnipeg Sun, about throwing a tantrum at his sentencing and thrashing around and breaking glass. And I realized that he didn't just wake up that morning and become a criminal at 19 years old. There was a progression of how his life laid out. And right now, I have 9-year-old cousins. What must we do now for our 9-year-old cousins to make sure in the no year that they don't incarnate into that 19-year-old cousin? And I'm sure there's 29-year-old cousins who are hardcore institutionalized. They were once 19, being sentenced, as adults. And they were 9 years old at one time also. And there's these kids that are just being born now. And taking that concept, it's like we can roll back the no year back to 1871. How do we present to the mainstream society now? The terms of treaty, what it really meant, and how do we correct the mistakes of the residential school system, and how everything created this pocket of desperation, this bubble where at the tip of it we had that train wreck of missing and murdered women. They made these residential school systems and they partnered with these churches because they said they didn't have the funding available to follow the treaty obligation of setting up schools on reserve. But even before that, it was the idea that we're going to educate you. It's like, what gave them that idea, societal right or concept? Why didn't they stop and go, oh wait, let me learn about you and your ways in society. How did you manage for 7,000 years not to have prisons or child and family services? How did you do that? What can we learn from you where your society and nations didn't need prisons? They didn't really ask that. What can we learn now from us? What can the mainstream society learn now from us? And we have to start doing that quickly because that knowledge is being lost. Less and less the language and traditions are being held on to. As the youth populations explodes, and the jails and CFS can hardly keep up. But you have to have a genuine curiosity, a genuine openness to ask these questions, be open to answers, be open to each other. And that separation we put between each other is still our own constructs also. I really think like art and music, those expressions there are going to be invaluable in teaching each other about ourselves. Because we're all, in the grand scheme of things, we're all one tribe. We're all on Turtle Island now. We're all going to be here for thousands of more years, so let's figure out how we can do it the best we can and prosper and thrive together.